everyone, welcome back to Bochiknot and Bochiknot.com. My name is Nicole. Welcome back to another macrame DIY tutorial. We are going to be going over a macrame crystal keychain tutorial today. We're going to use a macrame pattern and with the cord create a little pocket to hold the crystal. So before we begin, you will need some materials and supplies. You'll need some cord, a key ring, and a crystal. As for cord size, you will need 4 long strands of cord of about 1 millimeter in size. What I've done is I have a multi-ply cord. This is a 4-ply cord that I'm using and splitting the individual 4 strands and using the individual strands as 1 strand for this project. I have also chosen to use a rose gold swivel keychain hook as well as a small crystal of about 2.5 centimeters in length and 2 centimeters width. So depending on the size of the crystal that you guys are using for the keychain will slightly alter the spacing and the pocket size for the crystal. So what I'm going to do is start by cutting a strand of cord of about 100 centimeters long, and then I'm going to separate the individual strands into 4 individual strands. Since this is a 4-ply cord, you can do the same thing with your 3-ply cord, or if you do have 1 millimeter or 2 millimeter cord laying around, then you can use that as well. So once you have all 4 strands separated and you're ready to start the keychain, we're going to fold each strand of cord in half and attach it onto the swivel keychain using a lark's head knot. Continue with the remaining 3 strands of cord by attaching them side by side onto the key ring using lark's head knots. We are now going to start a Square Knot Picot pattern, taking the far left 2 cords and the far right 2 cords as 1 cord. Use those as working cords for a square knot. Then leaving some room on the far left and far right cords, make another square knot, this time a few centimeters below the last square knot. Tighten the square knot and then push the square knot up to meet the first one, and 2 small loops should have formed, one on the left and one on the right. Repeat this pattern again, but this time leaving a little bit more room than the last and making your square knot a little further down. This way, once you push the square knot back up to meet the second one, the loops on the left and on the right will be larger. Repeat for one last square knot similar to the second one that you had made a few centimeters down for two smaller loops, one on the left and one on the right. Then taking the inner two cords as working cords, bringing them out to the far left and far right, make a square knot. Pull and adjust the knots so that they are even. Then we are going to bring our crystal over and start forming the pocket to hold it in. Taking two cords beside each other, make an overhand knot right underneath the square knot. Then continue with the same pattern with the next set of two cords to the left. Then repeat the same thing on the opposite sides for a total of 4 overhand knots. So once all 4 overhand knots have been made underneath the square knot, this is the first row of overhand knots out of a series of overhand knots that we're going to make. The next row that we're going to make is a row of alternating overhand knots. So splitting the 2 cords in half so that it's 2 separate cords again, we take 1 cord from one overhand knot and 1 cord from the other and make an overhand knot. So essentially we're making an alternating overhand knot. Make the overhand knot about half a centimeter downwards. Then repeat on the remaining sides. Essentially what we're trying to do is form a net-like pattern to hold the crystal in. Once the second row of overhand knots are made, we're going to make a third row. And depending on the size of your crystal, you might want to check partway through to see if the net will fit. So far the net that we have made will fit the crystal that we have here. We are now going to make a third row of alternating overhand knots. So taking 1 cord from each overhand knot that are side by side, make an overhand knot about half a centimeter down below. If you guys are new to macrame or you want to advance your macrame skill set quicker, I do have a structured macrame course on Udemy and on Thinkific. The course is in a structured video format where it goes over the basics of macrame, and then it goes through several beginner and intermediate projects, progressing you to advanced macrame projects, along with macrame best practices and tips and tricks on how to make macrame more efficient and effective. If you guys are interested in the course, you can check out the link in the video description below. Finish off the third row of overhand knots for a total of 4 overhand knots in that row. Once you're done your third row of alternating overhand knots, check again to see if your crystal will fit, and because mine fit perfectly, we are now going to close it off at the bottom with one last big overhand knot. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick and easy tutorial. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and as always, if you guys are interested in learning more, you can check out my Patreon under Bochiknot, where I will release an additional video weekly and on a monthly basis. And also, if you live within North America, there's an option where you can pay a really good price to get a roll of cotton cord shipped to your house, along with other macrame supplies shipped to your house. If you guys are interested, check out the link in the video description below. Last but not least, cut off the excess cord at the bottom. And you are now complete with the macrame crystal keychain pattern. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more macrame tutorials. I'll see you guys next time.